Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very special occasion in memory of Corporal Robert Thomas James Mitchell, who was killed in Afghanistan by an insurgent attack on the 3rd of October, 2006. We're honored to have Bob and Carol here with us, Corporal Mitchell's parents. In addition, we'd like to welcome Mr. Patrick Armstrong. A little bit of brief history on Mr. Armstrong. He's retired Canadian Forces, served overseas, served in Afghanistan. He's now an Ontario Provincial Police Officer. And in addition, I'd like to honor and thank Lieutenant Colonel Ritterschoffer for putting this occasion together this afternoon. Mr. Armstrong is the Executive Director and founder of the Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund. The Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund is dedicated to the donation of life-saving defibrillators to public buildings in the name of fallen law enforcement, fire, EMS, and military members who have died in the line of duty. As you are aware, and I briefly mentioned, Bob and Carol's Mitchell's son, Corporal Robert T. James Mitchell, was killed 3rd of October 2006 in Afghanistan. Bob and Carol had spoken with Mr. Patrick Armstrong, or reverse, about the opportunity of donating a defibrillator in memory of Corporal Robert T. James Mitchell. Bob and Carol then approached the Canadian Veteran Freedom Riders to see if we can strictly coordinate this. This has nothing to do, this is all on the Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund, nothing to do with the immense amount of work that Mr. Patrick Armstrong's organization puts together. And Mr. Armstrong, in speaking with him, trying to coordinate the best place to donate this defibrillator. And we came up with the Grand Central Forces Armory in Owen Sound, due to the fact that Bob and Corporal Mitchell had once served here as a cadet. Then he served with the Grand Central Forces here in Owen Sound prior to joining the regular force and pursuing his career and his love dream. So it is only fitting to keep his memory alive where his military career started. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Patrick Armstrong.
Well, thank you, Mike, for coordinating all of this, and Roger for all the camera work and everything. I'll try to be brief. As a police officer, I know how tempting the donuts can be there. I've had a few myself already. I want to thank everybody for having me here. The Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund was started in 2009 in honor of Provincial Constable Dave Mounsey. When I got out of the military, I went into the OPP, and he was my training officer. So kind of like Southland, we had your field training officer. We became close friends. We were on the ceremonial unit together. He was Royal Air Force previously. We really bonded. 2006, we were en route to a call. It was a rollover. We didn't know the extent of injuries, so we were lights and sirens. Weather went from a beautiful day like this to a blizzard in a matter of 50 kilometers. Dave lost control, single motor vehicle collision. He went into a telephone pole, never recovered from his injuries, and passed away a month later without ever regaining consciousness. Before he had died, he and his partner Brenda had run a marathon on his 50th birthday to donate a defibrillator to the local fire department. So in 2009, we kind of picked up that last act of dedication to community and started donating defibrillators. Today, this is our 68th defibrillator. It's kind of a milestone for a small little charity. I get a lot of the credit, but believe me, the whole reason that this works is because I have a tremendous board behind me and a lot of supporters and volunteers who make this work so that I can come to these donations and take all the credit. Just quickly, this is the plaque that will be displayed. and I really encourage you, as members of the regiment of Robert, or Jim as I'm starting to come to call him, take the time and talk to Bob and Carol. Anyone can Google and find out how Jim died. Take the time to find out how he lived, because that's what's most important, is that we recognize and we remember how they lived and who they were, not just what Google tells us about their day to day. So I'd like to turn this over to you, sir.
So for those of you that don't know me, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Shaw from the Commanding Officer of the Grand Forces. On behalf of the men and women of the Grand Forces, we want to thank the group for giving this precious piece of kit to the armories. Hopefully it'll never be used, but if it is required, it is here. The armories here is used by the regiment on a number of, for many, many years. It's also used by the cadets, as Corporal Mitchell was a part of, as well as other organizations coming here. So this could have an effect. So we will have this prominent downstairs. Corporal Mitchell was actually known by a number of the guys here in Owen Sound. I'm from the Barrie Garrison, but I do vaguely remember, very vaguely, because we're talking early 90s, Corporal Mitchell was with us. But there were some of the soldiers that are still in this unit that do remember him. So this is a great way to keep his memory alive within our garrison, within our regimental family. So for that, I thank everyone that's associated with this and to bring this to the regiment. It'll be put down on the armory's floor, so it's accessible to anybody that needs it. And again, hopefully we never have to use it. So thanks very much again. And on behalf of the regiment, we look forward to having this downstairs.
They were all so short. I've never been that short, so I'll try. First of all, I'm so glad to see all of you here, and it's so nice to see members of different units here, and remembering my son, who looked very much like some of you tall guys, who I always have to look up to, and even if you're short, I'd look up to you. But yeah. When Jim was here, he loved his time here. And as a cadet, he decided then that, hey, I'm going to be in the regulars. He called them the regs. So that was what he worked towards. And in fact, he injured himself when he was in boot camp in Saint-Jean and was sent home with a permanent injury and told that he would never be able to come back into the forces. And he went to physio and did a lot of work. He actually was at a, what do they call him, a police, he worked for the police as a part-time, yeah, the auxiliary officer. So he was always wanting to serve in that way. And finally his foot healed and he tried again just around 9/11. And he went into the career that he always dreamed of having. And before he went, he said to me, you know, Mom, if I don't come home, don't blame the armed forces, because I had good training, I had good officers, I had good equipment, and it was just that the job was bigger than what I was. And so when he did pass away, that's one of the things that my husband and I wanted to do, was to be part of what he had to leave behind. And so we tried to go to graduations in Meaford, and try to keep up with what you guys are doing. And one day when we were at a dedication of a vehicle, I was approached about this, and was very happy when you followed through and got back to me, and then I got back to you, and I decided, you know, armed force people are much better at this than I am. So I went to the Freedom Riders, and they picked up the gauntlet, and between the two groups, this happened. And I'm very, very, very thankful for you and for all of you. And I'm very glad to see you here and in the armed forces and moving towards a career that is meaningful and helpful. And when I see you, I always think of the heroes in Canada, and just signing a piece of paper saying that you're wanting to protect our country, to me, makes you a hero. So I'm so proud to be in a room full of heroes. So thank you very much.
Bob and Carol, if you'd like to come up. On behalf of the Mounsey Memorial Fund, in memory of Corporal Robert Thomas James Mitchell, sir. Defibrillator and the plaque.
We're not going to try it out on any of you.
Rather not.